नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. Nala had gone for a bio break and he came back. He washed his hands, he washed his face, and he did Sandhyavandanam. He did not wash his feet. Kali got him. Okay. Whatever. Maybe. Whatever. He did not wash it properly. Kali got him. Kali immediately, that moment, he entered his mind. And he entered his mind, and Nala had a younger brother, Pushkara, who was a debauched kind of guy. So to get him was never an issue. So immediately he also instigated Pushkara's mind. Kali also Pushkara's mind and made him say and instigated his mind to go to Nala and ask him to play gambling. Ask him to challenge for a duel in gambling. Divya Nalena Vai, make him gamble, he told Pushkara. And told him, your time has come. Your time has come, Pushkara, you will win the whole kingdom. Go. Pushkara immediately went. He came to Nala, and Nala and Damayanti were sitting together, and this guy says, I got a challenge for you. So Nala said, what? He said, let's gamble. I'm going to defeat you in gambling today. I know, in my bones, you're going to lose. Nala, on one hand, he was like gambling. I mean, he like Yudhishthira. The entire story is being told to Yudhishthira by Brihadashva. Nala liked gambling. On the other hand, he was sitting with Damayanti, so he's hardly now going to decline a challenge. So he said, yeah, come, we'll see who will win, etc. We'll play and all that. So he agreed and they started playing, and Nala started losing, and he started losing, and he lost and lost. He lost all the silver. He lost all the gold that he had. He lost all his chariots. He lost all his priceless dresses. He lost all his ornaments. Systematically, he was losing. There are mantri. What will she do? Poor thing. This Damayanti was there somewhere trying to couldn't do anything much about it. Then some mantri, ministers, and some well-wishers, some citizens, etc. Who word went around. Because this game was going day and night. It was going on and on. Continuously they used to play. So, word went around and the mantris and others came and they tried to talk. They said, we must send a message to the king that this is not on. He's losing everything to this Pushkara. This is not correct and all that. So they sent and they went and they sent a messenger to Damayanti. And they sent a message to Damayanti and with a message saying, Devi, the people of the kingdom are assembled at the doors of the palace. Please tell the king that the people and the mantris feel for him and request him to stop this game immediately. So they asked Damayanti to go and somehow use her good offices to make him stop. So she goes. She goes in and she's in great distress. Her husband is losing everything and she's tears flowing from her eyes. She doesn't know what to do. She goes and in a gad voice, she told him, this all the people are assembled, O king, the mantris are there, you're the trusted ministers and the people, the citizens. They all sent me to give this message. Please stop playing now. But the fellow would not listen. He would not listen because Kali was there in his mind. Isn't it? So if a husband doesn't listen to the wife, it's not his fault. There's Kali in his mind. So he'll not listen. Okay. He is not listening. Okay. Now, she told him again and again. He told him again and again, but he did not even bother to acknowledge her presence, leave alone, show any signs of hearing or listening to what she was saying. Such is gambling. Such is the focus, how it gets the whole thing. There he was. And the people now, Mantri, she went and so he's not listening. People, Mantri, etc., they realized that the king is not listening. Even there is a limit for them. They said, to hell, what can we do? We have tried. You can only take, that much. What can we do? They all went away. This king is going to lose everything. They said they went away. Now, this story is being told by Brihadashva, the king, Brihadashva, the rishi, to Yudhishthira. And he says, Yudhishthira, Nala and Pushkara played continuously for several months. Several months, and Punyashloka Maharaja kept losing and he kept losing. Damayanti, you can imagine what a depression she must be undergoing. She summoned all her considerable courage and thought deeply, what should I do? What should I do? She called her kids had an ayah called Brihatsena. She called her and she told her, ayah, please go and call the king's mantris again and tell them that the king, she gives one list, she gives, that please give this list to them, say king has lost all these following things. They're all lost. Now only these things are left. One list. She has been writing. She gives them and says, please tell the king. No, then again the congregational ministers came, etc., to tell the king to pray on the king to stop gambling and all that, and desist from losing more. But Nala was deaf to them. He was not at all moved by their plea. So they left again. Damayanti is ashamed actually. She's feeling very ashamed that she had done all this. He's not listening, he's not respecting her, he's not respecting the mantri. What will she do? She sat there. Then she thought again quickly, and she again thought deeply, and she called Brihatsena again, and she said, go get Varshneya. Varshneya was Nala's trusted charioteer. Suta. She would get him. So she get him. Varshneya also knew what's happening. I mean, there's all that and all that. And she told him, you will be knowing what is happening, etc. King has losing everything. I don't know what is left now to lose. Then she tells him, Sharanam Tvam Prapannasmi Sarathe Kuru Madvacha. She tells the charioteer, I am doing Sharanagati to you. You are my only savior now, refuge. Please do what I ask you to do. He says, Mother, tell me. Wife, tell me. She says, listen. The king, I know, is going to lose everything. He's going to lose the whole kingdom. Please take my two children. Take Nala's chariot. He's not lost one chariot. And his favorite horses he's not put. He says, take the chariot and his horses and go straight to my father. Go straight to my father's kingdom, to Vidarbha. Give my sons to my father. After that, if your mind is up to it, please stay there. But if you don't, you want to go elsewhere, you are free to go. But do this much for me. Take my children immediately now and go away to Vidarbha, to my father's place. He says, I'll do this. Of course I'll take them now. Kids, the small children, they have no idea. They are going grandfather's house, they're all thrilled. Deepavali, whatever. It's okay. They don't know. Some calamity has struck and so they are happy. The horse ride and chariot and swiftly they'll go and all that. Varshneya, Nala's chariot, takes them off and goes there. And then he goes there, but his mind is so disturbed. He doesn't want to stay there, so he wants to go away. So Varshneya then goes from place to place and finally he reaches Ayodhya. In Ayodhya there's a king called Rituparna. And he takes up a job there with King Rituparna. He gets employed as his charioteer. That's the job he knows. He gets job of charioteer of the king there with King Rituparna. That's one part of the story. Meanwhile, King Nala had lost the kingdom. He had lost it. Pushkara laughed. And he had lost more. He had even lost what he didn't have. He had reached that stage of losing. So Pushkara laughed at him and said, boss, you want to play some more? I mean, what do you have? What do you have now? Okay? Damayantya Panaha. Put Damayanti on stake. Your chance. You may win back everything. Right? Damayantya Panaha. Your call, said Pushkara. If you think it's okay, this is your only chance. What do you say? Nala, Punyashloka, His heart broke when his brother said this. His heart absolutely broke. But he could not say anything. He just got up. Now Damayanti was there with him. He got up, he took off whatever ornaments were left on his body, because he's already owing him something, gave it to him. Took off all the ornaments that Damayanti was wearing, gave it to that guy. He renounced, he said everything he renounced. And he had just, what he had left was one dhoti, one single piece of cloth that he was wearing. With that, he told Damayanti, we can't stay here anymore. And he walked out of the palace, because he had nothing left for him. He walked out of the palace. He went away. He walked out of the palace, and Damayanti had to run after him. Now, she too had only her sari and she had no ornaments, nothing. Okay. This is the thing, in our tradition, they put the storing, right? That in case of some desperate eventuality comes to a woman in her life, that at least she has the touring with which she can sell or do something with. Because never know what a bloody calamity can come in whose life. So there she was, and she was off with him and all that stuff. And Pushkara had also issued a royal proclamation, drummers around the kingdom, that nobody, if I hear of anybody helping Nala and Damayanti, they will be punished. These people have been exiled from the kingdom, they better get out, nobody to help them. So they wandered around, nobody was willing to help them. 3 days and nights they somehow wandered, and they existed on some water and stuff like that, somehow whatever they could find, somehow gathering some roots and fruits and living, etc. They went from place to place, wandering, suffering, hunger and stuff. And then suddenly one day Nala saw a golden bird. Nice, fat looking golden bird. Beautiful bird. And he thought, let me catch it. This fellow has been catching birds from the beginning. But this time, he thought he'll catch it for 2 reasons. 1, we will get some meat to eat. 2, I can sell the golden feathers and some money I'll get. Somehow we'll carry on from there. So, how to catch it? He was having this veshti, one dhoti he was wearing, he took it off. He took it off and threw it on the bird like a net to catch it. The bird flew away with it. The birds, they were not one bird, the birds, golden birds, they flew away with his dress, and he had lost his last stitch of clothing that he was wearing. And from this, and then, Utparenta Skhagavakyam Etadahustato nalam drishtva digvasasam bhumo stitam deenamadho mukham. This guy was in utter shock, and he was ashamed, and he was looking crestfallen, he was looking down, and from up the sky, the birds having that cloth with them spoke to Nala and told him, Vayamaksha sudurbuddhe, you idiot. They told him, you idiot, we are dice. Tavavaso jihirshavaha, we wanted to get your dress. Agata nahi priti swasasi gate tvai savasasi gate tvai. We were not satisfied until we could get the last piece of cloth from you. Go. They said, Dwapara. The dice. Everything gone now. Nala was a broken man. It's a broken man. And he turned to Damayanti and said, look, my love, this is not bird, this is a dice. And they have ruined me. They have ruined me completely. They have decimated me. Everything has gone. My wealth has gone. My kingdom has gone. My fame has gone. My good name has gone. I have nothing. There is no food. And now I don't even have a dress to wear. What a state. What a state I have brought you to, my dear. I am your husband, and so for your good I have to tell you this. and I am going to tell you something, and you must please listen to me. Har Namah Parvati Pataye Janaki Kanta Smaranam Gopika Jivana Smaranam Vetrivel Muruganukku Shri Sadguru Swaminah Shri Anjaneya Swaminah